So the passages for today are from Ezekiel 18, 1 to 13, and Romans 3, 9 to 31. So when we look at these two chapters, we see how it really highlights our unrighteousness. And that's something that no one really likes to talk about, but is very much a reality, right? So what is unrighteousness? It's really the opposite of righteousness, which is, being right before God. So when we look at these two passages, we really see it break down just our just sin and brokenness that leads us to just separation from God, because He is a holy God. And sometimes we feel like, living out the law, doing exactly what's right, checking off these things will help us to draw closer to God or be in good standing with God and Him pat our backs. But we see in these two passages how the law is there just to point us back to the fact that we are sinners, that we are not capable of doing this on our own. And when you look at Ezekiel, it says, God even says that, if you do all these things, then you shall not die, but any soul that sins shall die. And so we know as just humans that that's not possible, that we are bound to break the law at one point or the other. And the law is not bad, right? The law is there to show us that there's sin. And even Jesus says that He came not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. And so it kind of seems hopeless, right? Like there's nothing that's going to help us in this situation. But that's where Jesus comes and enters the scene. When we look at Romans 3, 23 and 24, it says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified by His grace as a gift through the redemption that is in Christ Jesus." And so we see that God loved us so much and shows us mercy by sending His only Son into this world, that He became sin, and that through Him we have righteousness through God. And that, in essence, is the gospel, and that's what we celebrate and what we cling to and focus on as we go through this Lent season and even past it, that without Him, we are hopeless, but because of Jesus, we have this righteousness. And so I really encourage you to just spend some time today and just meditate on that truth, to remind yourself of who you are before God without Jesus, and to celebrate who we are in Christ and the hope that we have in Him.